put sound to it anyway.
Huh? Windows are open and the doors open. I was at this party. Why ain't there a picture of me?
All it takes.
Going anywhere, and have her take Chelsea with her.
For premeditated murder, they know that time is of the essence, and
it is not better. We should not be spending resources on that that are desperately needed for other kinds of medical illnesses.
It's a Quint's birthday last week. Wonders if she'll live to celebrate another.
what we can do, I don't know. At this point, I don't know.
CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. This is CBS. Ring fever, maybe. So call your boss. They call us tonight. It's a little thing. When I have my morning coffee, I like to spread my newspaper out. And for 32 years on this even better, without the paper cup. Sanker, everything you love about coffee. This is Channel 3.
Good evening. Some former classmates of a Champaign girl murdered over the weekend are today undergoing counseling to help them deal with the tragedy.
Classmates of Brandy Marshall are today trying to remember the Brandy they knew.
We sat through school at 2 for late group, and she was reciting.
Arrested 25-year-old Robert Woods on charges of first-degree murder. But back in school, teachers are finding it hard to explain what happened.
Aside from the fact
2 to 3 times a year. School custodian Dan Adams says he anticipated a problem as soon as he heard the rain begin to fall.
It was safe this time around, but evidently the problem is back.
One teacher says some lost items probably won't be replaced because damages reportedly do not.
Political maneuvering.
One of the largest Ford inventories south of Chicago. So saddle up and head for the wagon roundup. Marvin tells a wonderful guy for the heart and beer and breakfast, dinner, and everything in between.
For a limited time, your Ford dealer has 2.9% financing of every new Ford Escort.
Admitted today that he does not have any Democratic votes to move the measure out of the Senate. He filed an alternative proposal that would extend limits only to suburban Cook County and leave the question of statewide limits.
10 minutes. You're sent here to represent people, not to carry out the dictates of the chair. You violated every rule in the book and every...
Protesting the way Caterpillar has treated us for the past year. We're protesting because Caterpillar will not come to the bargaining table.
Positive news. That sounds good to me. I think Larry Hobb is doing a good job. I think the company's on the right track.
I'm raising the future, says Hobb, who feels hard lessons learned recently may give IP a leg up on other utilities.
And be more willing to be prepared and to accept change.
The tone of today's annual meeting was much more upbeat. Dave Brandon, Channel 3 News, Decatur.
Great news today for auto racing fans in central Illinois, right in our backyard.
That's right, one of your favorite sports is coming to Indy.
Division V6 ball. More importantly, Sable was the first car in its class to offer dual airbags. Now they're standard.
Yeah, I knew you'd find out. But you did it anyway.
moisturizing styling products to replenish. Modifying products to
Handy off oven cleaner. Gets the dirty work done. Guaranteed.
Eric, I was wondering if you saw him before he left town.
Well, just in passing, mention that. Why would he go there?
Did you see something?
And under no circumstances are you to leave without us.
Well, they're not only our escorts, they're very...
So that's all right.
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed, but actually there is something that you could do to...
Be secure enough for him to think about taking on some new responsibilities.
I mean it.
Oh, yeah, you're so deductive.
Delighted about...
This sign is unmistakable. So are these. Use it any time of day in fact.
Lender's bagel over what's in a cereal bowl. But some people still think bowl.
Double cinnamon and banana walnuts. They're both low in fat. These are incredible.
Marriage counselor, Shelley Long gets plenty of help.
What goes on in a man's bedroom between him and his wife?
What about what goes on?
No problem.
I'm so excited about filming it. Where should he be at the...
We're about to transition. We'll get over there as soon as we can, and it shouldn't be that late, okay? Oh, yeah, I know. Well, I'm in when he comes back, okay? I'm walking in the car.
See you both. Here she is now. What? I'm sitting right there.
Ready to work?
Yeah, I went over everything with Mike. Right. I heard from that old Rat Coleman. It helps protect your scalp's natural moisture and helps prevent flakes before...
Thank you all for coming, and I want to warn you that you've only got a couple hours left to have some fun before we start speechifying up here.
4 different kinds of O's, each a different grain, a different taste. Must be healthy. Did you get this?
I never reveal my sources, you know that.
Find yourself another girl. I'm not going anywhere near the reputation of the Lewis family. I think I have the right to request not to be the one leading the charge.
Is your marriage in such fragile shape?
Faithful.
Life's full of surprises, isn't it? That's quite a few afternoons without the grass between your toes.
Don't mess that dress like that. Use Band Clear deodorant. It goes on without the messy white residue. Solid antiperspirants can leave.
Quickly disappears. Escape from pain with vanishing scent daytime Bengay.
Time to be kids again. Only to find out what growing up was their own.
Then, is it worth taking a second job if it means spending less time with your family?
We don't need money that badly.
Open. Yeah? He does. He could have had a job with his father's company in 2 seconds flat if he were... You're never going to be alone again. You want that one? Do you want that?
Remember the Watusi and the Holy Gully.
Neither one. Besides that, you never like to do those fun games. I guess I already told you that.
Oh, that's all right. I don't mind hearing it again.
Told him that he did it because this kid had said, well, he had called me a name.
Roger, I have put myself on the line for you. I have worked like a slave. I've lost friends because I stayed loyal to you. So wasn't that worth?
You're the one with the choice here. He used to love him to death. A whole passel of grandkids were just nuts about it. Oh, here's HB with his kids. Yeah, I hear he got a telegram.
New Johnson's, no more ouchies, itchies, burnin' germies. Nobody knows all better than Johnson & Johnson.
New Mazola Right Blend.
Check, please.
No dessert, mademoiselle.
No, just the check, please.
We told me that I was outstanding, even when I wasn't. Even when I had disappointed him and disappointed... H.B. Lewis had done this for a lot of people. I mean, some of you people have come a great distance to be in this room tonight just to say thank you.
Please off his mortgage on his house by the time he was 50. Now, what that means is wonderful grandchildren. Hell. He was smiling from ear to ear.
questions.
He's Mrs. Lang?
One of those reasons I had to give him immediately. The others I put in a bag for him. Michael still eats the first one immediately. Stork chocolate raisin.
Post premium raisin bran. With not just lots, but hundreds of big, powerful, and can perk up anything. Yes, again, it's the Dirt Devil Upright Deluxe. Its revolving brush cleans the...
Your soft framboise,
Oh, thank you.
and your... I showed this picture to the housekeeping staff. One of the maids did recognize
Better if we had a little distance from each other. She wouldn't want to get the words out. So listen, as long as I don't capture it, just... All right, thanks a lot.
And that it might strike some people as strange that you can be called an outstanding citizen when... How'd you get up here?
Mr. Phipps, with Mr. Phipps Tater Crisp. They've got big tater taste baked right in.
So, doctors recommend more than any other. Aren't you glad you used Dial?
What in the world is going on?
Silver and marcasite jewelry by Vintage Creations.
Good afternoon from CBS News. Dan Rather with you.
sirens go down on the events, and they're going in a circle instead of meet its objective. A 51-day standoff ensued. The Federal Bureau compound to surrender peacefully. The plan included a decision informed of the plan to end the siege. I discussed it with Attorney General Reno. I asked the questions as well as all the other people who were there who did not survive. He killed those he controlled, and he bears ultimate officials in the investigation. I expect to receive analysis and answers in whatever time is required to complete the review. Again, I want to say, as I did on yesterday, I'm very sorry for the loss of life which occurred at the beginning and at the end of this tragedy, and what doubtless required to confront in other contexts in the futures will be somewhat better handled and better understood because of what has been learned in this lodge, the people in the compound. And she described generally what the operation would be, that they wanted to go in and use tear gas. We're going to shoot the tear gas from armored vehicles which would protect them, and there would be no exchange of fire. In fact, as you know, an awful lot of shots were fired. I was given were the following. Number one, that there was a limit to how long the federal authorities could maintain Koresh and the other cult members to come out. Number three, that the danger of their doing something to they wanted to move at that time. The second question I asked the Attorney General is whether they had given consideration to all the initial tragedy came to light in Waco. That's the first thing I asked to be done, because it was obvious that this was not a tip. Now, wait, go ahead.
The widespread perception reported widely, television, radio, and news.
Whether anybody was still alive other than those who had been actually seen and taken to the hospital or taken into custody. I talked to her yesterday. I called her again late last night after she appeared on the Larry King show, and I talked to her again this morning. I regret what happened, but it is not possible in this life to control the behavior of others in every circumstance. Why you believe, not why they believe, why you believe we should move now rather than wait some more. And she said it's because of...
Can we assume then that you don't think this was mishandled, due to the outcome that you...
And Lily shared just doesn't disappear because some judge says that your marriage is over. It was a broken trust, Holden.
What happened? Oh, my goodness.
Must be strange for you seeing how attached Holden is to Aaron.
Yeah. Up a little bit, you know, one on vitro and surrogacy. I want to prepare myself for this meeting when Emily gets back so that we can all sit down and talk.
Hey, I've never seen you look lovelier, and that is saying something.
Well, gee, love must be blind.
I do wear glasses. Well, for one thing, I plan to have our friend Pino present us with the finest bottle of champagne his little restaurant can muster, so that we... You know, I think M&A would make a great boutique operation.
My love.
Flowers for Signorina Stewart.
They're beautiful.
Aspetta.
Yesterday, I wanted you to have some of your own. Best Damien Grimaldi.
You're pushing the lawyers a lot harder than Josh ever did. I'm gonna have to go, buddy. My lunch.
Traded in my pumps for these great new cowboy boots you gave me.
You know, I'm glad you liked that little surprise, because
It's ironic, isn't it? The one thing I can't forget is the one thing I'd like to that I have in marrying me.
I'd make the same choice again in a heartbeat.
Even knowing what you know now.
Mike. This is where we're living. What happened?
Oh, I want to hear more about your work down in Montego. It's just too bad that Fran... Oh, Sabrina, before you go, Penny and I think that Kim should not have to cook dinner tonight, so we want to talk here in a noisy restaurant. Penny, why don't you and Mary help me bring in dessert right away? Seems so natural.
Good telling everyone tonight.
Well, honey, I know it's probably going to be difficult, but it's like I was saying.
Tom, your grandfather would be very proud to see you in this office.
He certainly would. Well, thank you. For a few months there, I wasn't sure if I was going to...
See you at Mulligan's later.
Okay.
Thanks. See you tonight at Kim's.
Mm-hmm.
any tear-free shower.
Wonder what hospitals use it.
There we go.
No more burn and no more germs. They make all kinds of kid problems all better fast. And what kid couldn't use that?
With whole grains and the taste of real fruit baked in. Delicious apple cinnamon.
Piece of evidence Friday. What happened at Waco? Stay with CBS News for full continuing.
Sorry to hear that I was wrong.
Sweetie, look, it is just not that simple.
Well, it is to me.
One of the dresses. Oh, it looks really bad.
I can talk. Okay, I can talk.
Hey, what is it? You sounded crazed on it. I see.
If you say exact, then you don't know him.
Look, I know Hamp well enough to know that he loves you. Okay, he's not... Don't do this to yourself, Jilly. Now, you know, Hamp will come around, okay? He's angry now.
What do I have to lose? If I tell him the whole story, he's already gone.
Yeah, he's gone for a couple of days. Look, we both did what we had to do. Okay, it wasn't easy, but we had to do it. It cost both. Otherwise, what was it all for, Jilly? What? Exactly what did you get out of last night?
As I think you figured out, satisfaction.
Yeah, the harbor.
So what are your plans?
Well,
Their personal lives, you know. Who's spending time with whom, their moves. Loyal to me. But cross me? You saw how I dealt with the Lewises. Lewis for the noon news. So punch up the millions he made by writing that bad check, you know,
Look at them. Come on. Oh, my favorite. Honey bunches of oats. Mine too. We'll get 2 boxes. Mom will mind.
What was kid making?
Just when I think the world because you cherish your cat. When you compose the best of your life.
is a professional. Are you familiar with that word? See, I don't have to threaten her to get her to do her job.
You've just poured the milk on your bowl of Kellogg's Crispets.
A lotion that goes on cool to relieve your pain.
Base Wall says track meet has been canceled, but he has practice until 4:15.
Is your gift with any $15 purchase from the Ultimate Soup Counter. Next, you get an education.
Zero cholesterol Fleischmann's.
Kids definitely have their own ideas about what tastes good.
She could ruin everything for me.
Let me say something.
He is trying to get her just desserts.
It's a nightmare.
He is a detective. He is trained to tell when people are lying. What if Randy slips up?
She's not going to ruin the party. You know, Nadine, you have no consideration for other people.
Me?
Here you are, living in the lap of luxury, served you on a silver platter.
Leave me alone. I don't know which is tougher, walking a beat or walking in the vagina. Look how tough it is.
Hey, what's up? What's taking your job? Julie, something else is going on here. What is it?
Nothing.
Yeah. I don't need your kind of business.
I think I'll survive.
Go! So get over it.
Drunk sneaking by. Now it's starting to feel like home.
Lysol Pine Direct. Direct is more than a grease cutter. It's a real Lysol disinfectant, too. Just cleaning, you've still got germs. Get Lysol.
Well, I'm spending more money. Of course you are. How do you find out about this stuff? Oh, look. Can I be you when I grow up?
I don't think so. Suave Eddie Christmas.
Fresh. Busy Saturday night?
I'm doing my nails.
Ziploc has the lock on freshness.
What about a car?
A car?
Well, Frank's car sounds like it's fixing to die. He drives it up.
You have no reason to doubt that. None.
Hank, what are you doing?
I'm moving out.
Honey, you can't be serious now.
Yeah, it looks like this is what it is. Cheryl, you walk through this.
Don't be afraid to be honest.
Introducing two-layered effort. Clean, fresh, dangerous.
Samantha the Brave. The world was then graced by Bruce the Good.
Well, family.
No, you're my mother's cousin. I don't think we're even hardly related.
Oh, no, well, we feel like family. What is that?
Well, how were the esteemed members of the press corps? Were they really horrible?
Yeah, by and large, everybody's sitting in.
No, he isn't. He's gone.
Hello?
Yes, I'll be back.
Good. To the job. I hope it keeps you warm tonight.
It's easy. A shake for breakfast, one for lunch, and a sensible dinner.
Even a secret anymore. Tomorrow on The Young and the Restless.
Good afternoon from CBS News. This is Newsbreak. President Clinton today blamed Cub leader David Koresh
And handle like a sports car. We saw that through precise tuning, we can vary the road feel, giving you a choice of 3 different suspensions.
Your money. Experience in action.
She survived one of the most shocking mass murders of the century by hiding under this bed for the first time ever.
Yes, I was. No, you were not. You were not married to him. Yeah, you drained him. And so she charged and drained him physically, emotionally, mentally. And he met Cheryl. May 18th. I'm his third.
You're in such a tough shape.
When he left me, he didn't think about giving me a break. I went to school. He had paid the alimony that was awarded to me in 1990. 25% of his wages were...
Where do we think our transfers are at?
Yes, my lawyer will see.
Ruby, Jennifer and Jesse. And did
Jesse owes me $40,000 of
child support payments that were supposed to go to Jennifer?
When he lost his job,
Go ahead.
we both for her child support.
Jennifer, what about that?
My child support originally was $700. So I was out of my job for 2 months. When I needed my child support, they weren't sending it. Well, she wasn't sending it.
Then we're going to try this again.
Would I be married right now?
I need 2 buses tomorrow going junior high.
But since she's been married and associating with Jennifer, Jennifer has spoken to her about things that she...
Marcia Elser says...
Busted.
Your money. You're flat broke, right?
Flat broke.
Pay her any alimony anymore because in order for her to get permanent alimony when you get divorced, she has to be free from...
Really doesn't care much for him anyway. Oh, this guy has been nothing but one...
Judge, man. Go move to another
my
county.
birthday.
Until your birthday is when?
June 3rd.
June the 3rd. Chris has an ultimatum.
No child support. It probably wasn't easy, but everything that's going on here isn't all her fault. She had me and my little sister.
Let me introduce Sherry and Chester before we totally run out of time. They've been married close to a year, but they say Chester's ex-wife...
No, it's no portrait. Bridget.
and collecting clippings and bagging clippings and hauling clippings.
Springfield, Elwyn, Clinton, Danville, and West Springfield.
And with gift wrap shipping and professional advice, you'll want to rediscover the dressing room again.
And comfort that I had in my car.
Now save $1,900 on a new screen.
8 student nurses were brutally killed that night. She escaped death by hiding under this bed. For 27 years...
3.
Hester asked for a divorce, separated, move out. She left him to date a married man. A very nice mind game to play on someone, but, you know, whatever. And she said, well, please, she needs...
Sherry and I were seeing each other, and then it's been a real battle since then.
Does she make harassing phone calls?
This madman who broke into their dormitory, and he went on a 4-hour killing rampage. She has been afraid to talk about what has been called the crime of the century, but for the first time today, she is telling her story. Parents, details of the story may be disturbing to you. 4.5 hours, he brutally murdered 8 young women. The sole survivor of that massacre was Kunza, has lived with this nightmarish memory of that night now for 27 years, and she felt that she wasn't able. So all those years, even though he was behind bars, you lived with the fear that maybe he would get out and kill you. It's going to be very hard for you. But one of the things that over the years, I've never been able to understand.
He will click me down on you. He will show it to
Sally,
you.
can we have some Kleenex here, please, for Cora? So every time you make a movie. Okay, let's go back and start roommate in your room. 2 beds in your room.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would lock the doors.
Got up from the bed, and I opened the door without asking who he is, because I thought it was one of the nurses from the other room. He didn't say anything. I just saw him standing there, and I saw a gun pointing at me. Yeah.
Yes, and you had
he told, he didn't say anything, but he was just dragging us to go to the other room. And then we heard a knock from the closet, and one of the nurses said, come out from there. He's not going to hurt us. Bedroom, he just say, I just want some money. I'm going to New Orleans. But he still had that gun in his hand, so. Well, I think they were scared, but it seems like the way he talked to us, it seems like he's not gonna do anything. The other girls, the room is on the other room, so she went out there.
Since then, but what we're trying to understand is it's one man. He has to tie.
How come we did not even fight him? When he was doing it, I really just. I do not know how. Why? I was not able to do anything, and probably some of my friends was not able.
Well, the other big question is this, is that when he took each...
Yeah.
You didn't know?
No.
My guest today is the sole survivor of one of the most horrendous massacres.
Doctor, to know how many drug addicts are on medications prescribed by doctors, like most of them. No way did I drink. Help us help you.
You already know that Six Flags is bigger than Disneyland. And because this year, more than ever, Six Flags is as much fun as Disneyland. All right here.
And sending jobs elsewhere is not good enough for the men and women who build the best product in the world.
I think I have a new hibachi chicken. And some baby carrots, rice.
Come on, this is Perkins. The thing is between.
These neighbors haven't talked since they had a fist fight. 9 months.
Girl, and I happened right across the street from my grammar school, just a few blocks away from my home.
What is he gonna do to us?
Were your hands bound?
That is when he took about 3 girls out already. That I was, I said, my God.
Although your loved ones have passed on, that doesn't mean you don't think about them. You care about them.
Call of Duty, when they were assigned to watch over Cora, after these murders, they took her for rides and took her shopping and even taught her. Did you have to go under special police protection? Because, as I understand it, it was because of you that Richard Spencer...
Mr. Parker.
26, 27 years.
Well, can we all talk about this? Because, you know, I think a lot of us have been sort of, unfortunately, we've become so accustomed.
Of course, we had the St. Valentine's Massacre, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting...
The murder was captured.
I think it was a matter of a couple of weeks or so. It was only 3 days after the crime. That was it.
Yeah. And so you all sort of...
And we walked in and we checked the scene and said...
Potatoes are done. Relax, Mom. It's Mother's Day. Mother's Day, when I want to let you know how much I love you. We should talk like this more.
They came back to be kids again. Only to find out what growing up...
Martin was Cora's attorney and became known as the man who put Richard Speck behind bars. He's co-written a book. Perhaps, William, you can give us some kind of insight into why...
The girls were in a physical location in which, being in the solid brick, so they were, even though in a residential neighborhood, they were really an island with no opportunity.
Was committing murder in the next room. Was that also a part of them not fighting?
But on that night, these poor young women had no concept. In their life, he had put himself in a position where he was capable of this kind of living in that townhouse. He picked the end townhouse, and